So at this point, I've taken the side covers off the bike. You can see the air box right here. I've gone ahead and unscrewed the intake manifold from the carburetor, which is a simple flathead screwdriver. Or it could be Phillips in your case, some of them vary. And what I've done is I've taken several of the screws out of the air box here. Now by removing the last screw on this cover here, you can see it allows me to remove the cover here. We can see there's a nice little air chamber in here, and this actually feeds up into this opening here that's actually exposed once I remove the the rear fender from the bike. Basically these two bolts and the fender just slides back. Once you've taken off all of the remaining items from the tail light, around that surround there, that fender just comes loose. So I've just slid it back, and now that I've done that, I can go ahead and remove the remaining screws out of here. As a matter of fact, there's two in the top, and I'll show you the magic tool that I use to remove those. If you have small hands, like I do, you can actually reach up inside here, moving this cable out of the way, reach right up under the tank here, and there are two additional 1/8 inch screws on the top there. What you're going to need to do is figure out a way to either remove the tank, to actually move the tank up so you can get to those, or use my magic little wrench here. This happens to be one of those Craftsman ratcheting wrenches. This ratcheting wrench, this is an 1/8 millimeter. Just we'll go ahead and slide right up inside here. You're going to slide it right inside here, and you're going to remove the remaining two nuts that are holding this in. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those nuts now, and once I've got those removed, the air box should be free. I should be able to work it out here. By the way, one additional thing that I've done, since I removed that last screw, there's a whole series of screws around here. This actual front cover should also pop off, and as I remove that, there we go, you can see the actual air filter element inside here at this point. In addition to, we should be able to remove that air filter element. This is the old restrictive element. And now I have a nice open area that I can work with this box in. So I can try to reach up inside here. Oh, and get that last one loose there. All right. So there I've got the last one loose, and now with that loose, the air box, you saw it just kind of fell away there. It's still inside there. We just need to figure out a way to work it out, and if you do this just right, you tilt and turn this, there you go, the air box will come out completely. So now that I have the air box out, I can go ahead and start thinking about replacing it with a conical air filter. Replacing with a conical air filter is quite easy in this case. I removed the intake manifold, so I have the carburetor exposed directly from behind here, and I have a clear visible sight to see this. This is a 42 millimeter, and it'll fit right over the opening of that carburetor, which allows me to just snap that right into place and rotate the pipe, the clamp here. And once I rotate that clamp, I can then just take my screwdriver and go through there and tighten this clamp up. There. It's good and solid. So that's all there is to installing the air filter, the new Conical Air Filter. Now there is one other optional type of air filter that you can install, and I'm going to take you over to the green bike here to show you what I've done with that. So I've removed the filter that I actually have on the green bike here, and I thought I'd bring it over and show it to you. Now what I have here is the Mr. Gasket 4-inch air filter. This is a standard breather element that you would find for automotive. But it turns out that the intake manifold that we removed from between the carburetor and the air box can be removed from the air box simply by pulling it out. And you can see that leaves a nice big opening. And then it can be inserted directly into this 4-inch Mr. Gasket air filter. By inserting it, what I did is I drilled a few extra holes in there so that I could actually put some screws inside there and actually hold that in place. And then I went ahead and put a little bit of RTV sealant around the edges of it just to make sure that's an airtight seal. And then I'll go ahead and take this and mount it directly back on the bike in place of the other filter. And that allows me to mount this classic style with the replaceable element in it on the bike as well. Both of these perform just the same. This one is a oil bath filter, so it doesn't have a replaceable element. This is the Conical Air Filter, whereas the this unit actually does have a replaceable paper element. Now, as Alman pointed out, when he actually put this on his bike, he removed the rear fender from his bike, and he found out very quickly that if you ride this in the rain, what you're going to wind up with is a very waterlogged air filter. This would be completely inadequate if you're going to be running it in the water. However, like I do on this bike, I've maintained the rear fender integrity, so it doesn't allow it to get actually wet to it, water to it. So that's the Mr. Gasket air filter, and this is the Conical air filter.